Welcome to another video. Welcome back. How are you doing? The evening of the 27th of June 2025. My name is Kgosietsile, and this is the Kgosietsile live show, coming to you live from Kgosi FM studios, right here on Westview, Pretoria West in Danville. Dumelang. Welcome. How's it? Yeah. Ramaphosa finally started to crack the whip. Thank God. At least he finally found some things that were gone. I don't know where they were, but he finally found them. For showing them who's boss. Hey. For showing them who's boss. And thank God about that. When people think they're having the upper hand, and when their tail thinks they can wag the dog, and the dog said, nah, not today. That's what happened yesterday in this country. A deputy minister of the DA, maybe it's the DA deputy ministers, fine. Not deputy ministers of South African government. They're still deputy ministers of the DA, so it's okay. Let us give him that. Even Githin McKenzie tried to correct it today, but he was fired for traveling without authorization from the president. He was told by Zile to say, well, that's Ama. Doesn't make any difference. Go, it's fine. We are a coalition. We are the biggest coalition party inside that GNU. We control the GNU. So when our president, you can just go. That's what you get. Anyway, we're gonna watch this video. John wanting to cry in government, and I wanted to bring it to you so that maybe some of you guys have seen it here, and tell me what you think in the comments below. Please tell us what you think in the comments below, or what do you think about this thing. Because now I'm so happy. I'm still like, hey, President, man, at last you're able to say this is not gonna work. It's not like this is gonna happen. It's not gonna happen at all. You know, I'm happy that at least he's doing this, and I like the muteness of this whole thing. Well, so we're gonna get to the video thing, and then before we can get to that video, but we're gonna pass through the sponsor. We have a sponsor for this show, so we're gonna pass through the sponsor, and then from that sponsor we'll be back. This show is brought to you by Segongane Medical Services and Clinic. They are a private clinic situated in number 70 Kgosi in Westview, Danville. They specialize on the following: primary health care, ailment diagnosis and treatment, including medication, wound care, family planning, well baby clinic, basic ultrasound, laboratory blood services, treatment of chronic illnesses, treatment and management of patients on ARVs, wellness screening, antenatal clinic, HIV services and counseling. They have a pharmacy on site, and they are doing CCMDD services as well, OHS clinic, circumcision clinic and abortion services. Their cell phone number is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. Again, the address is 70 Kgosi in Westview, Pretoria West in Danville. Cell phone number again is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. That is the sponsor for today, Segongane Medical Services and Clinic. They don't take any medical aid. They only take cash, 350 excluding medicine. Bachakele is a very nice private clinic, very small, very clean, very friendly, and very professional. Good one, yeah. All right, so we're back again. South African government, South African politics don't end. And we woke up with the news that she was burning. The DA leader has given the president. Imagine, imagine, my daughter give me an ultimatum in my own house. Like, speak about privilege. Speak about being arrogant. My own child telling me, or my own employee in this studio, or in this, like in my clinic, telling me, giving me an ultimatum. For 48 hours, say, you have to explain to me why you firing me. Like, who the hell are you? Who hired who here? I don't even need, like, Zila was all over the place. My money was burning. Oh, yeah. The DA leader has given, like, wow. You guys think you're still in charge, eh? Like, you still think that you are still better than everybody else. You still think that you are the it of this country, and you are not. You are no longer. And you will never be. Like, how dare you say the DA leader? John, he's got no matric, or maybe if he has matric alone. No, he doesn't have matric, because he did say it in Pamda, I don't have matric. He was a a dog shampoo salesperson, John Steenhuisen, before they can put him as a leader, above every over-educated black people in the party, they put him as a leader of the DA because of his color of his skin. That's all, nothing else. And this person dares to say you are giving you 48 hours to explain to us why. You know, why? Why did you fire this person? So anyway, to give you background, this guy is Deputy Minister of Training Industry and Competition. So he's the Deputy Minister, and he went to the US on March this year, for some meeting. Or he went overseas for some meeting, and he didn't get authorization to go there. Like, maybe people don't understand what the cabinet is. Cabinet is appointed by the president via the constitution, right? President takes his phone, he calls. Hey, Andrew, do you want to be a deputy minister? Yes, sir, I can serve. Sharp, come. John, do you want to be a minister of this? Yes. He is the boss. He's the one who hired them. The cabinet's got nothing to do with government hiring. They don't work for government, they work for the cabinet. It's a bit tricky, but it's easy to understand. It's the same as I have a company and I've got employees, but I'll choose among the employees for me to form a committee that's going to, or a board that's going to run the company with me. You are still my employees. I'm still your boss. You still have to come and say, in that way, can I please have an off tomorrow because I want to clinic? Or anything. You don't just go and you wait for me to say yes. You can take your child to the clinic, come back in time. Or no, you can't because you're short-staffed. Whatever. You don't say, but I wrote a letter 10 days ago, you never told. So who said to you? Who authorized you? Who authorized the money for the state to be used on your behest to go to that meeting? Because he didn't use his own money to go to that meeting, by the way. He used state money, or he's an official visit again. He used this, he went there as a deputy minister. He didn't go there just as Andrew Whitfield. No, he went there as a deputy minister. So obviously government expense was incurred. He went there, he came back, and he was fired by the president of this country. At least his kahunas are back. Thank God. I wish he does a reshuffle, and he reshuffled all of them. They must go. We are tired of this so-called circus called the GNU. This thing's not working for anybody. It's people that really want power. Power hungry. You can't even win elections. The only way you can be able to be in charge is to come and bribe the ANC and tell the ANC, listen, if you don't do this, we're going to do the pala thing. That's the only that's the only carrot you held upon Ramaphosa's head. So thank God this man, anyway, so he will clean up this nonsense from our government. We are sick and I don't know about you guys, but now I am. So at least Ramaphosa became president and he fired this one. Say, out, we are done. Yeah, so John was in parliament. John, that guy. Yeah, that guy. He looked like he wanted to cry. He was in parliament. I'm talking about this, and it was not even on the table. This thing, but again, in parliament, even if there is a discussion, they will just come with their own things and whatnot. So he was in parliament and he was talking, and I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to interrupt him here and there and put our own thing. So. Akis, what do you think? Do you think it's a good thing that Ramaphosa fired this boy, or what? Tell us on a comment below. Okay, let's go.
Shortly before the cabinet meeting yesterday, the president informed me that he intended to remove Deputy Minister Andrew Whitfield as a Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry and Competition. I requested 24 hours to speak to Whitfield and to inform my party. However, before...
But then 24 hours to inform your party, why? Emuna, maybe you don't understand the difference between cabinet. Cabinet is the president elects and fires at his own behest. That's what the constitution of the country is saying. So you want 24 hours, say, to inform your party, and then what?
I could do so. Just 3 hours later, Whitfield received a letter informing him of his removal. The apparent reason for this sudden and ill-considered decision is that Whitfield did not obtain permission to travel abroad earlier this year. But the facts in this matter contradict this flimsy reasoning. In fact, on the 12th of February, Deputy Minister Whitfield had written to the President requesting permission to travel. 10 days later, he had not received a reply or any response whatsoever about the trip. Whitfield subsequently wrote to the President.
Okay. So if you ask for permission from your boss to say, boss, can I please have an off day tomorrow? And your boss doesn't reply. Does that mean he says yes? Does it mean he says, yeah, you can go, or what? Because he never got the response that says yes or no. Even Hasabu, it should say to your eye, he's not agreeing. But because the DA is arrogant and they think that they are ruling this country with the ANC on equal footing, they said to him, no, go. It's fine. So long as you wrote a letter. So whether you got the response or not doesn't make any difference. The fact is you wrote a letter, so go, and then utlo o muto dinsang. It doesn't matter whether you wrote a letter or not. Go. That's arrogant, and that is disrespectful to the president himself, and that is something else. It's disrespect of the highest order. You don't do that. There are 3 incidents that I remember in the previous presidents. Routledge. Routledge was Deputy Minister of Health. She was fired because she went to some conference in Manila. Was it Manila? Milan, sorry. Milan, yes. She went to Milan and she was fired by Thabo Mbeki. Who else was fired like that, who didn't get permission to do stuff? The fact is, go down to your own companies, your own company, and then you check if you will just up and leave without authorization from your own boss, and tell me how it went. Because it seems like people don't understand one thing. It seems like Lona l'expecta hore, just because he wrote a piece of paper saying, listen, I gotta do this, blah, blah. And all of a sudden that thing will be, the president's silence was him saying, yes, I agree, you can go. No, he did not. He did not. So you are crying because of what? But he's going to reveal the reason why they are so upset, because that's what they thought. But then they see, whatever we thought was never that. Listen to this.
To apologize if he had caused offense.
All right, so why is he apologizing? If he knew what he was doing was right, was official, was in the law, was in their own, maybe they do get a code of conduct for being ministers. If that was in there, why did he have to write a letter to say, I'm sorry? Sorry for what? If you did something right, why do you say sorry? And does this matriculant think that if you're saying so, then you are fine? And you know, one thing that I hate about people is that when you are shown that you are wrong, then you play whataboutism. What about this one? What about that one? What about this one? And I want you to check this guy here at the back. You see this guy here. Let me just take a mouse and go to him. This guy here. I want you to check his face when he spoke about members of the VBS. You must just check his face and then you tell me what you think. Like, people are tired of this story of the VBS and whatnot. Only because your member was fired, now they're going to have to come and say, yeah, some members here are implicated in the VBS. Like, okay, say end. They didn't ask for permission from the president to go to America. They're not in the cabinet. They're just ministers, or they're just members of the parliament. So, bang up.
Again, he received no response. Then yesterday, months after the incident, and without a further word on it, the president unilaterally removed a DA deputy minister without even giving his largest coalition partner an opportunity to discuss it with the member or his party.
Order, honourable members.
Now, according to the president's spokesperson, this move is not part of a broader reshuffle. And there can therefore be no other conclusion to be drawn that this is a calculated assault on the second largest party in the governing coalition.
You see? That's the reason why they feel so entitled. The second largest governing party. You're not a governing party. You are a second party in the GNU, not the governing party. You didn't win elections to govern. That's why sometimes education helps. So some people thought, well, because their skin is pink, they don't need to be educated to speak like educated people. You're not the second. No one voted for you to be in the GNU. You went to Ramaphosa and you threatened him and you blackmailed him by pala, and then he had to go with you. Ramaphosa had a choice between EFF and MK to actually have a 60%, and other parties that joined after that. But you rushed and said, if you don't do this, we'll make sure pala comes back. And comes back. That's why you went to the FBI as the DA. So you blackmailed the man. So the man had to come in. You know what? When you blackmail somebody and they give in, don't think that you've won. You didn't win. You actually, you just put a lid on top of a simmering pot. And when that pot bursts, you'll be crying. So you're not the second largest ruling party. No, you're not the governing party. No one voted. You'll only govern if somebody votes for you to say, now you have won the elections. Now you can govern. You were asked, not even asked, you blackmailed your way into a GNU. Mr. Thinezen. But I don't expect much from you because you're not educated, man. Like, my daughter is going to be more educated than you, by the way, in a few years' time. I am more educated than you at the moment. Yeah. But then, what can we say? Like, the second largest governing party. No, you are not a governing party. So, what about the PA? Are they the least governing party? What about PAC? What about Good? What about the other parties who are inside the GNU? Are they now the least governing parties? Who is this woman? This one there. You see this one? Like she's clapping hands like vigorously. Who is this woman? My DA members, you don't listen, eh? All these black DA members, even a DA member and you're black, what's going on? Like, can't you guys see the... Did you see during the week, Kimang Karabo? She's an MP. She's Sangomang Karabo, but she's going through disciplinary hearing because Halemo meeting wa koka say badlozia tla madlozia amotsara annefa say madlozia ntsa botla ngana modimo. Now he's under DC, DA. Like other black members of the DA, how do you guys feel when you see other black people being treated like that? Are you okay? Like, are you just accepting? Like, are we that desensitized? Or we can't even feel. I mean, this woman is clapping like you know what? You can type Jonah Blessing give point, and it's not. Let's continue.
But.
Order, honourable members.
What makes matters worse is that this unilateral action is a result and a product of a flagrant double standard. While a DA deputy minister is removed for not getting a response to seeking permission to travel, there are members in the cabinet who are implicated in the VBS scandal and looting. There are members in the cabinet.
Look at this guy's face. This one. Look at this guy's face. Did you see him rolling his eyes before? Look at his face.
There are members in the
cabinet.
cabinet.
Honourable members.
Who, despite apparently misleading Parliament over an attempt to deploy corrupt cadres to CETA boards, remains in the cabinet. Serial underperformers and people implicated in state capture continue to sit around the cabinet table. Now, instead of being summarily fired, like DM Whitfield was, these ministers get an opportunity to submit a report to the President on their behaviour. In the past, even ministers who had serious public protective findings against them were merely admonished or had their pay docked. Yet a DA deputy minister is dismissed with the flimsiest of excuses. Are the people of South Africa expected to accept that fraudsters, corruption accused and Zondo accused are protected while Deputy Minister Andrew Whitfield is removed? But perhaps there's something even deeper at play here. Like all DA ministers and deputy ministers, contrary to what the Honourable Tambo said, Andrew Whitfield was succeeding in his job. He had opposed the attempt to make suspect appointments to the IDC board. He was raising uncomfortable questions about the Transformation Fund and the opportunities it provides for looting. And yes, he was asking the uncomfortable questions about the Lotto Tender Award. Now, given this flagrant double standard, one is left with no choice but to conclude that hard-working DA members of the executive are fired for fighting corruption, not for committing corruption. For being good at their jobs rather than incompetent. Now, if this situation is not corrected, it will go down as the greatest political mistake in modern South African history. And so, seeing the President is now cleaning house, I would like to suggest that he sweeps in front of his own doorstep before he sweeps in front of the DA's doorstep. It's Parliament. Deputy Minister for doing his job, but isn't prepared to move other ministers and deputy ministers for not doing as theirs. That is hypocrisy of the highest form, and it can. Now, the ball is now then in the President's court, and he must show us now that he's a man of his word. Madam Speaker, it would be very easy for a party that had been treated with such disdain from a coalition partner to vote against this bill today. But precisely because we are nothing like the ANC, the DA will always put South Africa's interests over narrow party interests. Shortly before the cabinet meeting yesterday,
Okay, John.
the President...
Thank you. No, Mr. Steenhuisen, it's not a matter of putting South African first. It's a matter of protecting your blue lights. You've tasted power, Mfanaka. A lot of power in Tsiang, Emonati, so you cannot really risk losing that power because your ambition was always ruling and being in power in this country. So don't say and talk as if, hey, we could just vote against the bill. We could just do this. We can walk out of the. You will never walk out of the JNU because you have tasted power. So you want to be in charge, like you think you're in charge. You like to be in charge. You like to be in power. You like to do that. So don't say it's because you put us first. You don't put us first. Because if you did, you didn't make such a big speech and call your people that are in the GNU DA ministers. They are never DA ministers. They are government ministers. So, yeah, that's John Steenhuisen for you. But that's the problem of putting a non-matriculant in charge of a lot of things. Whereas you leave many black qualified South Africans inside your party, don't give them a chance. And then here you are, you want to pretend as if, you know what, you are this thing that you are not at the end of the day. So that is what happened. He's fired, he's gone. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. At least Ramaphosa, like I said, some kahunas are back. At least he will now crack the whip. So he must actually reshuffle them all. And then reshuffle this one as well, this loudmouth as well, reshuffle everybody. And then show them who's boss. Thank you, Sam. This one I salute you. I don't salute you, Adams, but I salute you about this one. This one I salute you, like seriously salute you. You know, I salute you. My commander-in-chief. I salute you. So the DA thinks that they were the tail that wags the dog. They thought that and they always threaten about leaving the JNU. They will never leave the JNU because they've tasted, like I said, they've tasted power. They've tasted how is it like to rule, and to that's why Zille can just say, "I want to be a mayor of Johannesburg." You know, this and that. We're giving you 48 hours to explain. today on Twitter, government officials said the president doesn't have to explain to anybody why he fired who. Officially, he doesn't have a reason to explain to anybody why he fired who. I hire the way I like. This is my country. This is my company. This is my business. That's your thing. But thank God, at least Ramaphosa has found some balls again. He did. And I salute him for that. So the DA must learn their place. And they must learn how they are not engraved in stone on the GNU. You know, for me, as South African, I would actually love for this GNU to go away. I would be very happy if this GNU can just go away. Because it doesn't help us in any shape or form. But because we are dealing with scoundrels, we are dealing with criminals in white collar, that actually go to a president and say to him, if you don't give us power, we're going to take out the pala thing on your face. And we're going to make sure you get impeached and you get prosecuted by the foreign government, like the FBI. Because there was a video that they did go to the FBI to go and open a case against Ramaphosa about the pala thing. Hence, they said themselves that they will never vote against him on the pala thing if they're in the GNU. What does that mean? We are being ruled by criminals here. Just because their color is pink does not mean that they're not criminals. They are now celebrating Edwin Sodi's court verdict. You've seen WhatsApp messages here. People celebrate that Edwin Sodi did. You know? Yeah. But anyhow, and I'm still talking to the DA black members, man. Like, guys, come on. You know, I understand maybe, I don't know, what vision do you think this is what people have for us? Because they don't have nothing. So now I'll say to you guys, just get out while there's still time. Get out, let's form something, come and join other black parties here. Let's stand. These people don't want to see a united black people. They don't. They want to see us being so divided that they can be able to come in and talk. Look at that woman, you know, clapping hands like a little puppet. As if Jonas says something big. He didn't say anything big. They don't like us. They don't want you. Karabo Mudimu is now, maybe she'll be gone as well. You should have seen her as well, Karabo, when they were giving some press conference with Zile. You know, the way she was so confident amongst white people. I'm like, okay, Wena, your days are numbered. You should ask Bafandamu, Bolindio Mazibuku, and Musima, what happened to them? They use you for your color brothers, sisters, and then they leave you high and dry. They'll never stand for any black DA member like they did the white one today. Believe you me. Anyhow, thank you so much. Please share, like, and subscribe. I just wanted to bring you that little joke for me. Share, like, subscribe to the channel, please. The Kgosi FM live show is here on every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll be again here on Friday. Okay, 9:30 to 9:30 live on www.kgosiefm.co.za, www.holdings.co.za/KgosiFM/. And we have a merchandise. It's here, the hoodie, black, Kgosi FM. It depends as well. It's got a little emblem on the left leg. And we have caps as well. And we have sneakers. But you'll see all these things. We'll put them up here that you can be able to see when you watch this video. So if you want, interested in our merchandise, hit me below on that number there. 064-548-776. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Thanks so much for taking your time and your data to watch me. And please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I love you. Cheers.